Hey everybody, it's Chris Brown, your real estate professional and marketing entrepreneur. Just want to keep everybody updated on a new project that I'm working on. I spent yesterday about half a day reviewing some properties. And what I mean by reviewing some properties, I'm in the process of interviewing a few contractors, contractor GCs that rehab houses. So I'm in the business, the house business, but one of the big things I want to do is develop a team to be able to take care of the work, as I don't want to have to do the work myself. I think I can get a lot more accomplished if I'm not getting my hands dirty and just mainly working on the numbers aspect, working from the outside in, basically, and getting the property sold. Because a lot of times it's the acquisition of the property, the setting up the project, managing the project, make sure the property gets sold, and so forth. So there's a lot of team members that are involved to help the process be streamlined so that it goes efficiently and that you can meet ideal deadlines. And what I mean by that is a lot of times you're up against the gun with making certain timelines, and those timelines can be costly. And a lot of times, buyers could be, if you're late on a project by a couple of weeks, you could have had a buyer that was interested in your property, but someone else came along with the property that was basically ready a couple of weeks before yours was. So a lot of times it makes it a little bit difficult to make that happen. So one of the best things to do is have all those different pieces in line and in play so that I don't have to get involved myself. I can work on the outside of the business, working on the business, and making things happen and more efficiently. So it took some time yesterday to interview. It was only one contractor, so it took about a half a day just because he had a couple of projects for me to view. So that was one of the big things. He was actually currently active. He had multiple projects, and which is a good thing. So, but one of the big things that I haven't done yet, which is part of the process, is just actually confirm he's doing the work that he says he's doing. He says that he's pulling permits and so forth. So that's one of the big things that you want to do when you're interviewing GCs. I ran into a GC that showed me some before and after pictures and so forth, and on a couple of projects. And come to find out, when I looked to see who pulled the permits, it wasn't him. So it leads you to believe that he's not the lead person. He may have had some type of involvement, I'm sure, but if he has to tell a story in the beginning, then I'm sure it will cause some issues later on down the road. So I didn't want to have to deal with that. So lo and behold, he didn't get another call back from him. Once I figured that out, I just stopped making phone calls to him. But other than that, I'll confirm that aspect. But the projects look good. It's very ideal to what I have in mind on how to rehab a property, whether it be for a rental or if it's going to be for a property that we're going to resell. Rehab it, fix it up, and then put it back on the market for sale, retail. So very similar to my game plan. So I think it only would need a little bit of tweaks, but you always got to stay on top of them. That's one thing. So they at least made it to the next step. So I'll be sure to do some additional research on them, and then more importantly, make sure I get some references. References. So that's a big thing. They can show you all this good work and so forth. But if they're difficult to work with and they can't make deadlines, that's a big issue. So that's that's the next steps. But this is Chris Brown, your real estate professional and marketing entrepreneur, keeping everyone up to date on my current task. And hope everyone have a good day. Take care.